Hi everyone, I hope everyone is doing well. I know I've been posting a lot. It's because I've been reading a lot, like I said earlier. Just remember to like and subscribe if you like what you're seeing, and to mention it to other people who might enjoy what I'm posting. Book today is For the Love of a Son, a memoir of addiction, loss, and hope by Scott Oake. Some of you might recognize that name. He is, I wouldn't call him analyst, but like a mid. He's like one of the hosts on Hockey Night Canada, and he's been that sort of the guy that interviews the players in between periods, and on a show called After Hours that they do. That's what he does. He's a sportscaster basically here in Canada, and his one of his sons was a drug addict, heroin addict in fact, and died from an overdose. And this is the story of his family's having to deal with his son and his son's addiction and things relating to that. I'll read the flap and I will give you my review. When veteran broadcaster Scott Oake first held his infant son Bruce in his arms, he had never imagined that Bruce would become a statistic, sorry, I can't say that word, in the losing battle against opioid abuse. In those early days, Scott, a new father, watched Bruce with awe, marveling at the potential of his funny, charismatic boy. As Bruce became older, though, he struggled to fit in at school and began showing signs of having ADHD, including a streak of impulsiveness that often got him into trouble. Scott and his wife Anne did their best to support him, and for a time found community and belonging in boxing and local rap battles. But when Bruce was pulled into a world of drugs and gangs, Scott and Anne experienced a crash course in the reality of loving someone fighting substance use disorder. Then on one quiet day in 2011, Scott received a phone call that every parent dreads. Bruce had accidentally overdosed. At just 25, Scott's vibrant, creative firstborn son was gone forever. It was a loss that could have broken a man, a marriage, a family, but Scott, Anne, and their younger son, Darcy, instead turned the worst day of their lives into a way to help thousands of Canadians struggling with addiction. After nearly a decade of fundraising and navigating red tape and political machinations, they launched the Bruce Oake Recovery Center, a free, revolutionary treatment facility staffed by addicts and alcoholics in recovery. For the Love of a Son is a story of a father's unconditional love for his son. Above all, it is the story of a young man who never got to grow up and a family who gives others the chance to find their way home. I really like this book. He did employ a writer named Michael Hingston to do the actual writing. But it is Scott's words that are transcribed here. It's definitely a worthwhile book if you can find it. I imagine in the States it'll be a little more difficult to find it. You can probably find it through independent, probably through Amazon. I know some people don't like Amazon right now, but you can order it through Canadian retailers who certainly would have the book. Maybe even your library will have it. Who knows? Anyways, I gave it the top of my head, I can't remember, but I think it was around a 375 to a 4, maybe even a 425. So there's quite a range. I really quite liked it. It was a very good book, really well told. Really, not that I've experienced anyone in my immediate family with drug addiction, but you can really sense how having an individual in your family who is addicted with drugs, not just alcohol, but I'm talking heroin, fentanyl, that sort of stuff. And not entirely sure what's going to happen to them. And I really liked it. And I liked that the author was open and honest with his own struggle with his son. And I think that really helps. I hope it will help a lot of people understand that there are people willing to help. As Mr. Rogers used to say, you can always look for the helpers. And I think more than ever, we need to find the helpers in our world. His wife has passed away, and it passed away in 2021 you'll find out about it in the book. And they are now in the process of making a facility for women so that they can also bring their children, because often women who enter treatment have to give up custody for their kids, and if they give up custody of their kids, sometimes they may not be able to get it back, and the whole rigmarole, and then kids can be put into the system and that sort of thing. The unique thing about these facilities is that they are located in a neighborhood in Winnipeg, and to help these individuals who are fighting drug addiction and who are going through recovery and trying to rebuild their lives, to have a sense of community. And I think that's very important, because often you'll see drug treatment facilities on the edges of towns. In fact, in Vancouver, you often see, and there's always a stigma attached to it, and going into treatment. And it's often in areas where there are other drug addicted people. And the point of going into recovery is to find a way to get away from that. And with these two facilities, they hope to unstigmatize treatment, because you never know they may be people that actually live in the area that may need that treatment and need the support of their community and don't want to be around the crime and so forth. Anyways, it's a really good book. I highly recommend it. If you got a chance to either buy it or borrow it from the library like I did, I would definitely, sorry, more concerned about my nails right now. I don't know why. I would definitely recommend it. And I think the more we know about these sort of stories where people who have lost people to drug addiction, I think hopefully it'll become less stigma. The stigma will lessen. That, it's not just, it can be anybody whose parent, child, loved one or friend can become a drug addict, and they need a lot of support to get through that, to become clean. I've heard what it takes like several tries. Even for people who are addicted to cigarettes, smokers, it takes like 6 or 7 tries to actually become smoke-free. And I think it may even be the same with with drug addicts. And I think I think the less we destigmatize these people, I think the better. These people have a problem. They have a mental health problem, and I think, yeah. Anyways, I think I've gone on a little too long here. Just a reminder: the book is called "For the Love of a Son" by Scott Oake, and I hope you pick it up somehow. And I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.